Right, welcome to 10 Things We Hate, and we are covering Slipknot. Hopefully by now you'll have seen the 10 things we love about Slipknot. So before you start writing in the comments saying, how can you say such negative things about Slipknot, go back and watch the Love one and you'll see that we actually have a lot of love for this band.
You go and watch the other hate videos. This is what we do.
Yes, it's a series. Love and Hate, 10 Things. A play on 10 Things I Hate About You, the movie, which I've never seen. I just know.
Oh, I've seen it. It's a very
I've seen
good
clips
rom-com.
of it. Heath Ledger, right?
Yeah. Very good rom-com.
Talking about rom-coms, no, not really.
We'll do that next. 10 things we love about 10 things I hate about you.
You're not the movie guy.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to start off with a contradiction to what Brendan talked about. The very last one of his Love one is my first thing I hate about Slipknot, which is Corey Taylor and the coverage over everything he says, regardless of how mundane it is. Now, we all know the meme. We know it's a joke. What does Corey Taylor think? But this exists because of how often the music magazines and how often he'd have an opinion or a thought anyway. I was heavily critical about the fact that the man went on a spoken word book tour, which amounted to effectively him slagging people off, as he did in his book. And I really didn't like that. And like I said, certain sites, particularly in the UK, were always daily running. Corey's let's say, he's picking a fight with this person, picking a fight. And it's got positives, but it grinds you down and it gets you to the point where it's like, just shut the fuck up, dude.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. Presume you've got this one.
I've got that, but kind of in two.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just do both of them, and then you can follow
Go
that
again.
up.
Yeah.
So the first one I did say, which is a bit more in line with that one, which is that Corey just needs to drop back from the spotlight and shut up a little bit.
Yep.
His mouth detracts from the band, making it the Corey show instead of the Slipknot show.
Yeah.
The follow up to that I also had was a bit more tongue in cheek, but the fact that Corey's opinions have created that line. But what does Corey think?
Yeah.
It's not about him and his opinions. It's about the fact that he does so much. And now every time I see anything non-Slipknot related, there's always at least one dickhead who goes, but what does Corey think?
Yeah.
The only time I would appreciate it is if we get that one dickhead on this video.
Yeah, what does Corey think?
That would be quite funny. But what does Corey think?
Oh, Corey yourself, please comment and say, what do I think? That would be hilarious.
It's such a stupid line, and it was funny for a while, but it's been years now, and like there'll be an article that goes up about anything. It happened with other people, Kerry King, Rob Flynn.
Yep.
It was, what does Kerry think? What does Rob think? What does Corey think? The three of them, basically. And it's like, it's done now. Drop it.
Drop it.
Fuck's sake. God.
Okay, I'm going to contradict one I had in the last one.
Yep.
The stories. Now, if you look at the Love video, I talked about how it was kind of like a lot of the stories we heard about Slipknot were pretty fucking amazing stories.
Yep.
However, what a horrible bunch of people it must have been around to be in the early days.
Yeah.
You know, one of the ones I read was Clown picking, like going out into the crowd and picking fights with people. And it's like, God, you must have been wankers. Like backstage, you must have been, everyone just didn't want, just avoid you, you know?
Sent him to a hardcore gig.
Yeah, basically.
Kicked in the face.
It was that, yeah. But yeah, they don't seem like they were good people to be around at all.
No.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. You're going to do another one because I did two in a row.
I've done two.
Oh, have you done two?
I'll do another one because then, Right, my next one, I probably have this one. We might double up on this. The sacking of Joey Jordison.
Yes.
It sucks. It sucked how this went down. He's such an important drummer. He was such an important drummer in Slipknot. I do not think anyone is irreplaceable, barring frontmen, and a drummer can be replaced, and so on. However, I think he was a big loss in regards to the band. I don't get it.
No, because he was ill.
Yeah,
but it wasn't the fact that. It wasn't the fact that it was the way he was removed from the band.
Exactly.
Because everything we were led to believe, I mean, and we know it led into court cases and everything like that. Everything we were led to believe was that the public were told before Joey.
Yes.
You know, and that fucking sucks. But for me, and this is me doubling up with you, so I'm doing it saying that. One of the main reasons it sucks, and this is one thing that non-proper Slipknot fans won't really maybe realise, is that it ain't Corey's band.
No.
He didn't form Slipknot. He wasn't even the first vocalist.
Yeah.
It's Sean, Joey, and
Paul Gray, wasn't it? No, Clown. Clown's Sean. Paul Gray, wasn't it? Yeah.
So they formed the band. So to be the founder of a band, or one of the founders of a band, and to be sacked by not even the first vocalist of the band, I just find that really strange. You know, I'd be a bit like, hang on, you can't sack me. It's my fucking band.
Yeah.
Now I know that over time it turned out that Joey had a condition, and he was probably going to struggle to play drums for Slipknot anyway.
Yeah.
But there's still ways of doing things, man.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah, and he can go. If you're thinking, well, that ain't right, go read Joey's opinions and thoughts on it. He was quite open about the fact that he did not know, and that I don't think he really fully understands now. Like to the point, I presume he hasn't talked to them. It's a sucky sacking.
Yeah, sucky sacking.
Yeah. Well, as we double up, I'll go again because you're going to have this one, and it's the death of Paul Gray. I never realised how important Paul Gray was in Slipknot until he died. And then I read, and then I understood, and I was like, "Ah, shit, he's one of these songwriters."
Yeah, I don't actually have this one in here.
Oh, okay.
I guess it depends on how you read things, isn't it? Because I've written it literally as in, I hate Slipknot because Paul Gray died.
It's one of the things I hate about Slipknot.
I hate about the fact that I get you're thinking like that. I wasn't thinking like that when I wrote it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
He overdosed. He left a wife and a kid. It's just and like I said, he was an important member of Slipknot. It affected them.
Yeah,
it affected them greatly.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's shit. It's not one of the shit situations, man.
We saw them during the shows of like celebrating Slipknot, where they did a reunion of the boiler suits and stuff like that. And like rather than have the 9th member on it, they just left an extra S, put an extra S that was lit up on it. You know, I just think when it's an important band member like that, it's impossible to comprehend.
In that same story,
yeah.
I might be getting the wrong show here, and I can't remember the replacement bassist, who the bassist is now.
Jay's the drummer. I can't remember who the bass player is.
Because there's also this negative story, isn't there, about the fact that he was the new bassist was playing there, but they made him stand backstage.
That's right, yeah.
Now there's a little bit. I don't want to say that this is right or wrong, because this is a little bit of, I understand he wasn't the bassist in the band at that time.
Yep.
And they probably weren't ready to have him on stage with them and all that stuff. So there is a little bit of me understanding that.
Yeah.
But it's also, there's a little bit of it. It's kind of strange because he is playing it, but you're asking him to stand backstage.
Yeah.
Because you could have had him on the stage, but at the back end of the drum.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? You could have done something like that and left that spot open.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know how. Anyway. It's impossible. I don't know how they've handled it.
Yeah. You can't really guess, can you?
No. Go on.
All right, so I've got a couple then that are going to kind of link in a little bit here because they're all around the same thing, but they are individual things. So the first one is controversial. Pretending the masks were for any other reason other than to attract attention.
Controversial indeed.
I do not believe, I never have believed, with Slipknot or with anyone else who wears like mushroom head or anyone like that covering your face will give you ambiguity. It doesn't.
Nope.
You just become famous for the mask instead of your face. Now, that might be the reason why you do it. That's fine. But people that say to me, I wore the mask so that people concentrate on the music. Don't tell me for 1 second that Slipknot did not bring an army of fans in who love the fucking image.
Yep. I have it. I have the masks a gimmick now, even if it maybe didn't start that way.
Yeah, and I was actually going to put it in my love things because I believe they may have meant that originally, but not for long.
No.
I mean, the mask get more as much, or even in the early days, the mask got as much fucking attention as the music.
Now more than ever, it's like there's this process where it's like, what are the new masks going to be? And I think like if you go to the website now, the faces are scratched out.
Yeah.
So like, does that mean like it's a marketing thing now?
Yeah,
it may not have started off that way. We don't know.
See, I think that this is why I put it in my hate is because I believe, I don't know, but I believe it was always a marketing thing. I'm not saying for a second that it was a bad thing to do. But I believe it was always a marketing thing, and I begrudge being people saying, "Oh no, it was so you could focus on the music."
Yeah.
I don't buy that. I'm sorry. You don't tell me. I'm not an idiot, right? I believe that if I was to walk out on the street wearing a mask now, would that draw me more attention than me not wearing a mask?
Yeah.
If you want it to be about the music, drop the circus.
Yeah.
And then it's about the music.
Of course, it's just
Slipknot
the music.
Was a big event, a big marketing thing, which was fine because it gave me some great fucking music. But the boiler suits, the mask, the antics, it was all about creating this big showpiece that worked because it sucked in loads of people because, like we said in the Love video, because they loved your image, they loved the crazy shit you did, they loved the mask, they loved the fact that you were antagonistic to the grown-ups and the parents and all that. That's what you got from wearing the mask.
Yeah.
Not ambiguity.
No, I see exactly what you're saying. I was never wowed by the masks. It was never anything. I thought they were cool. But particularly the early ones, they were cheap. Like I saw clown's mask and thought it's just a clown mask. That never ever did anything for me.
Did you ever listen to Slipknot and because of the mask go, I can really focus on the music now thanks to the mask not being there?
Jesus Christ.
Do you know what I mean? That's the thing that it's like, even if they meant it, it's dumb. It doesn't work. Anybody who does that, it doesn't work. We're going to wear the mask so you can focus on something else.
It doesn't. Yeah. Cool. Well, I had that one as well, so you might as well go again.
Kind of connected to it. So this is all about the big marketing thing, right? Their use of satanic imagery.
Okay,
Goats'
interesting.
heads on
Yeah.
Iowa, 666 being dropped in many songs.
Yeah,
What else did I put down? Pentagrams,
Pentagrams,
everywhere,
yeah.
all over it. Musically, as a band, as nutty as they were, they are so far from satanic.
Yeah.
It is unreal. So again, I always, and even when I was younger, I thought that was to me a marketing thing.
I never really even gave it much thought because they're not a satanic band.
No, they're not.
in
No, we
any
know
way.
that they're not like black metal. They're not. They don't delve into that sort of area
Yeah.
anyway. They don't really lyrically. They're not. Either.
No.
You know, they have the odd lyric, like I said, if you're 5 for 5, I'm 666.
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But that's not satanic. Yet pentagrams, burnings, goats' heads on Iowa.
Yeah.
I never really understood what we were doing there, and that's why I always believed that the mask, everything, it was all this big marketing campaign, well drilled before they went out and did what they did. And I'm not against it to a degree because it worked. I almost feel like it's fine, but you know, we all got tricked into it. A little bit, you know.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Brendan's got issues with Slipknot's marketing.
I think it was a very fucking successful campaign. My issue with it is that people not realizing it was marketing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
and
what I
attaching
mean?
herself under some sort of like belief when it
Yeah.
was ultimately still about selling a band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. No, I get that. You might have this one then. The influences of Stone Sour that are seeping into the music. This has become more and more prevalent to me later albums. Now, perhaps you don't have a problem with this because you like Stone Sour. I don't care for them at all, really. Particularly later and later stuff, I've really found I don't care for. But then we're finding more and more songs have cleaner singing vocal sections, have more melody-driven passages and stuff like that. And you kind of like, well, that sounds a bit Stone Sour-y.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I agree with you completely. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to keep going with the controversy here.
Go on and...
All right. This contradicts one that you had in your love.
Oh, yeah.
So, their constant hiatus.
Oh, right. Okay.
After Iowa,
Yep.
so they did 2 albums in a row.
Yep.
They have then been on a hiatus after every album, every single one of them, for an extended period of time. In total, they have officially been on hiatus 4 times within 5 albums. And I think, I get when we said in the love thing about how they can just step back into it. But if I am a diehard Slipknot fan,
Yeah.
every album, my band break up. And I would be like, you know, that would piss me off. Every album you break up for 4 or 5 years, and it isn't always a 4-year hiatus. In fact, there was some bigger gaps than that in this, man. Now, considering Slipknot have been around for over 2 decades, way over it, actually approaching 3 decades, that's a lot of gaps for a fan. I mean, you know, just as a fan, imagine any band that you love, and every time they release an album, they go, yeah, that's it, we're done. We're not going to talk to each other now for 5
Yeah.
years. We may get back together in the future. We don't know. We're on hiatus.
Yeah.
Then they come out and do another album. You're like, they're back, and then they do it again.
Do it again. It's an expectation,
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. It is, yeah. I had the opposite thing in the love one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The self-titled album. It's not wall-to-wall bangers, as many would have you believe. In fact, I think it's an album of 2 halves. I think barring 1 or 2, the latter half of that album is very, very forgettable. The first half is incredibly strong, untouchable, as I said in the love video. But many will tell you, many will have you believe that album is like, the entire thing is legendary. And it's like, go back and listen to it. There's a couple of filler tracks in the latter half, you know?
It is a long album as well,
Yeah.
isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
like it's one of those ones where you could probably trim 4 or 5 and make a cracking
Yeah.
album out of it. But it's strange then, isn't it? Because in the love one, like my favourite Slipknot song of all time is actually in the latter half.
Which
of
is
that
why I
album.
said there's 1 or 2.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
strange, but there you go.
Yeah.
They are bigger than they deserve to be.
Okay. Wow.
I think a band that released 5 albums in 20 odd years, and out of that only 2 that I would class as amazing, which were their first 2. Yet they are easily one of the 5 or 6 biggest metal bands in the world.
Yep.
And I'm not entirely sure they deserve
Deserve
to be.
it. Interesting.
They may deserve to be marketing wise and on image and what they did and all that stuff and the impact they had. But if you were to judge bands like we try to purely on musical output over a period of time, they're way bigger than they deserve to be.
Oh, this is really good. See, I have, well, not similar, but like what you just said there is really interesting because when I think about it, you're like, you're right. You're right, because...
What would we say to another band if you released 2 albums 20 years ago that were cracking and everything that has been average?
Yeah, they shouldn't, yeah.
We'd be a bit like, yeah, come on, man, you should really step it up.
Yeah.
Talking like bottom stuff here, man.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's average.
No, you are right, because I had that I've not loved. I hate that I've not loved a Slipknot album since Iowa.
Yeah.
Loved. I mean, I've liked songs. I've loved songs, but
I mean,
loved an
I was
album.
a 10 out of 10 album, isn't
Yeah.
it? If we were reviewing that today, it's a 10 out of 10 album, I think. Or at least very close to
9,
it.
because if you're 555, then 666,
Yeah.
it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's a pretty shit song, actually. Yeah, so probably a 9.
Yeah.
But that's a great score for an album. I mean, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
cracking album. And I don't think... I haven't reviewed... I don't even know if I've reviewed a Slipknot album since, but whatever. I very much doubt I would have gone past an 8. Maybe 6s and 7s for a lot of them.
I think Grey Chapter either got 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Which
Which again isn't the world's worst score.
no.
But it's just the quality is like front of their career heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
very
much
much
so. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not talking like a six years ago because of the big gaps between albums and everything. We are talking 2 decades ago. We're talking at the beginning of nu metal.
Yeah. 1999 for the self-titled, and 2001 for Iowa,
Yeah.
maybe? Yeah.
So you're talking the best part of 20 years since Slipknot released a 9
How's
out of 10
that
album.
for a revelation, people, when you really stop
How's
to
that
think
for
about
feeling
it?
old?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Right. I've only got 2 more. 'Cause we double up on a few.
Yeah, I think I've got 2 as well, so you're good.
Right. The stories of how Io was created. Now you can go and read these. It's a horror show, and I actually now understand, because I couldn't understand for a while why certain members, more outspoken, particularly Clown, were like, he hates the album.
Yeah.
I get it now. They were in a bad place, and they were pushed to do something they really didn't want to do, and probably didn't help a lot of their mental states.
Yeah.
Corey was using bad then. It's one of those that we got a great result out of it, but like those stories, like that's like fucking hell. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't make it's not funny, silly stories about huffing on dead crows. You're talking about real people doing way too much drugs, fighting each other, having
Yeah.
a miserable time in the studio,
Hating
and
each other.
Yeah,
All the shit that we don't want from our bands.
Yeah.
Our untouchable heroes that are all best buddies.
yeah. So
know.
like, there's a lot of reason I like, and now I get it when I'm like, oh, that's why he doesn't like it, because it reminds him of a bad fucking time in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay. This is a story.
Okay.
Or a fact. Okay. But I hate it when I read it. I knew it. I remember hearing it back in the day.
Go on and let's
but
see if
when
I
I
remember.
reread it. Slipknot sued Burger King for running an ad campaign where they had a rock band dressed in masks. Burger King then countersued them, citing all the black metal bands in makeup, including people like Insane Clown Posse, Kiss, and everybody like that. At which point, Slipknot dropped the case, shook hands, and they agreed on a settlement and walked away.
Oh my god.
And this was back in the young days. And even that, like when we talk about all the things that actually this is more of a machine that was running behind the scenes. And I mean, Burger King put an ad out with people in masks, Slipknot, or somebody in the management of Slipknot, probably not Slipknot themselves.
Yeah.
Felt they had like complete ownership of masks in music. Like
yeah.
they were the first. Their masks and painting your face and all that in black metal has been going on for 40
Mushroom
fucking
Head
years.
were around before them,
Yeah.
and they had masks.
So yeah, I mean, I don't remember the advert. I think it was actually only in America, but apparently they had like 4 Burger King characters, and they were called Cock Rock or something like that, as in COQ,
Yeah. Okay.
ROQ, and they didn't play metal. They were playing like rock music, but wearing funny masks. That's it. And Slipknot were like, oh, they've ripped us off.
Oh, for fuck's
We're
sake.
going to sue them. So, yeah, I hate that story because, like, you know, when you get all the craziness and all that. And that's what it was at the time. It was all chaos and anarchy and all that. And then that.
Yeah, it's like,
And you think, like, okay. So how much of this is real?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If actually behind the scenes, there's a whole management engine there going, oh, let's get money off them, let's get money off them.
Yeah,
How dare
yeah.
you wear a mask?
Yeah.
Masks are ours. No, it's not.
How dare you? It's
know?
like trying to copyright something that you have no right to
Suing
fucking
like the
copyright.
WWE or something like that because
Yeah.
they've got masks on. And it's
Like, does any band in the future
Yeah.
come out wear masks, get fucking sued?
Yeah,
You know? Do you
exactly.
go off the ghost? You know, that kind of thing. It's horrible.
yeah, so it's a horrible story.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Well, my last one's a serious one. It's just that I don't think the fire's there as much anymore. And ultimately, these constant hiatuses, as Brendan mentioned, you can't help but wonder that, truth be told, how much longer this train can go on.
Yeah.
When the band members come out, certain band members come out and talk about Slipknot, you never really get that impression that like they love doing it and that it's more like a duty or that they have to do it.
Yeah.
And like after the Grey Chapter, you thought, was that going to be it? And again, we're at this stage with this album, you're like, and they're like, oh, you know, we all can do this album and then we'll tour it and so on. And you're like,
think there
well,
must
would that be it?
It must be like, you know, so say Corey, for example, he's got Stone Sour and other things, and he does his own individual stuff. He's
Yep.
writing books, and so he goes on hiatus and he's busy with his other bands and stuff like that. And I know a few of the other members are in other bands and that, and they have their own things going on. But if you're in your other band for 4 or 5 years, and then you do Slipknot for a year, then you go back to your band for 4 or 5 years, at what point is Slipknot the side project?
That's right, when a Slipknot becomes a side
know.
project. Does it not sometimes seem as well that Slipknot is already a
Yeah.
side project in regards to, say, Stone Sour?
Yeah.
Because I think Stone Sour have had a more consistent output. They're on 4 or 5 albums,
yeah.
you know?
Not in terms of quality,
God, no.
but in terms of releases, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's just one of those where it's just like, it kind of contradicts what I said in I Love Them, where like I accept and I love that they've kind of like adapted to the fact that they're older and not this and so on. But the flip side of that is that burning thing that exists in them isn't there anymore. And it's like, well, okay, there's an expectation on Slipknot to be, as we said, a metal band. You have to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And the more that seeps out, the more fans step back and go, cool, right, well, good luck with your future. I'm
Yeah,
no
yeah,
longer
yeah.
on with this ride. And the band themselves, can you see Slipknot in their 50s? I don't think you can.
No, I mean, this is why I was talking about the big management engine behind Slipknot. Yeah, in terms of one-off reunion headlining shows of a massive festival somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That sort of that Slipknot I can see, almost like the heavy version of a Kiss.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I
I
mean?
see what you're thinking, yeah.
Slipknot action figures or some shit like
God.
that. Toilet paper. Wipe
Oh.
your ass on Corey. No, yeah, but no, you can't. But you can see Stone Sour still going.
Oh, yeah,
That's the
100%.
thing,
Yeah,
you know?
100%. Yeah, no question. Yeah. That's my hates.
So my last one is not very serious
Oh, isn't
at
it?
all. I begrudge being called a maggot.
It's a cool nickname.
It's not a cool nickname.
It fucking is.
I mean, of all the nicknames out there, like, you know, if I'm a Machine Head fan, I'm a head case. Do you know what I mean?
That's terrible.
That's cool, head case.
No, that's fucking terrible. What does that even mean?
Well,
A
head for Machine
case?
Head. Head case means lunatic, doesn't it?
Yeah, but no, it doesn't. I don't like it. No, I like maggot because it's where the maggots.
I thought you said we weren't allowed to dispute.
No, that's changed. That was like the first ever time.
Oh, in that case, let's go back to your
Go back
previous
and
name.
watch the Return of the Living Dead ones to see that fall apart. No, I mean I liked it because it's that whole where the maggots on the festering dead body carcass of Slipknot. It tied into that nastiness sort of thing, you know. I don't mind it, you know. And we got Pulse and the Maggots.
Yeah. I mean, I did say it was a bit more of a tongue-in-cheek one at the end
Definitely.
of it.
Well, yeah, you can't tell me I resent being called a maggot, but I like being called a head case.
I do like being called a
I
head
don't
case.
think of other, but
Let's think of some other ones.
what are some other metal band nicknames? Well, remember this, and then we'll come back to this in the next podcast with a list. I'm going to come up with a list.
Yeah, we'll have to do a list.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some. Because I think there's some that the fans just kind of give themselves. Be a Juggalo. Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not sure if Metallica do it themselves, but there is this whole Metalli fan thing.
Oh,
isn't there?
right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just your name with the word fan.
Kiss-
That's not even
Kiss
trying.
Army.
Kiss Army. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there are other ones out there. And I get that Slipknot's one kind of fitted what they were. But at the end of the day, they'd be like, you fucking maggots. And I was just like, hang on.
Yeah.
I just paid like 80 quid for this ticket, mate.
Getting cheered. Woo, you
what
know.
I mean?
And you
You
back,
ain't getting paid.
back in the day, you'd have paid like £10 to be called a maggot and then have a clown try and start a fight with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Really felt loved.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to our show. Fucking maggot. Clown, get down there, punch him in the face. Thanks for coming.
Right, there's 10 things we hate about Slipknot. As always, if you have any suggestions about what we could cover music-wise, and go check out the others, check out the love videos as well. Let us know. We would certainly love suggestions. Not that we're struggling for content, because fucking
more.
hell.
Plenty more.
Yeah, plenty more. But hell, if someone come up with a cool suggestion, we would definitely do it. Be serious though. Don't go like do 10 things you love about some obscure black metal band from Norway.
That you don't actually know, that you've Googled and come up with a name.
Yeah. That we can read as well.
Like and subscribe.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.